Hey guys, Chris here from Carolette Miniature Horses. Just finishing up my morning routine with the minis. Everyone's eating happily. As I was picking the back paddock and doing my sort of inspection and look around, I found that we have an insulator right here in the middle that is busted, and I will want to repair that just to make sure that the fence is stable and in good working repair. So I'm going to go do that now. I'm going to find another insulator and replace the broken one. And another thing I have noticed as I am in this back paddock here, I'll show you, things are continuing to green up nicely. The grass is still pretty short, but it is certainly greening up. And the ponies, the minis, have been grazing for a couple of hours each morning in the front ring area. And that is where you can see them right now. They're still out there grazing. It's almost time to bring Clover into the barnyard for the day. We are trying to limit his grass intake. But the grass in the ring is quite nice these days. And so I am just putting the minis out there for a couple of hours when the sugar content is not too high. And then they come to this back paddock, which I am back in right now, for the afternoon and overnight hours. I have just removed the broken insulator here. Part of the clip broke here on the right hand side, and I have replaced it with a new clip that is in good working order here. So I will step away now and gather Clover and bring him into the barnyard for the day, and then I will work to bring the other minis into the back paddock. As I bring the minis in from the front ring into the back paddock, I have started with Rockstar. He was the first one I grabbed. I now have Sweetheart with me here, and then I'll probably go back and grab Shenanigans. What's her name? Snuggles. She tends to follow Clover when he comes on this way, so it's kind of a one by one, moving them from the front field, where they prefer, to the back field, which they're content in. 2 down, 2 more to go, and then Clover needs to come on into the barnyard. So just in the process of moving everybody. Next up on the list to take to the back is Mr. Shenanigans here. Hey, bud. He says he's quite happy. He's a good boy though. 3 down, 1 more to go. As I prepare to bring our last 2 friends here into the barnyard and the back paddock for the day, we have Snuggles and then Clover to the left. I am looking around our front ring area, and you can see how in just the last week or 2, things really have greened up quite nicely. This grass is still pretty short. The minis are keeping it grazed down quite low, but everything is definitely greening up. So even the side of the barnyard paddock here where we've been spreading some manure, the grasses are certainly popping up there too. It's looking good. If you look a little closer at our grass here in the front, you will see signs of, I believe these are probably buttercups that are beginning. So although everything is green, we do have a lot of weeds that are also popping up, and so we might need to get out here and see if we can't deter some of the weeds. So we'll look into that, but just wanted to show you that although everything is green, it's not all grass, but there certainly is plenty of grass coming up too. I'm hoping that as I lead Clover in, that Snuggles will come along, save me one little trip. She looks pretty happy, but we'll see. Maybe by the time we get to the gate, she'll realize we've walked off. But I've got Clover here. I'm gonna put him in the barnyard for the day. And then Snuggles, he's walking really fast. He's a very fast walker, this little Clover. After I get him settled in the barnyard, he just helped himself right through the gate. once I get him settled, I will then go back, it looks like, for Snuggles, because she is still happily grazing. She hasn't moved a muscle yet, so I might have to go catch her. I now have all 4 of our minis in the back paddock here for the day. We have Sweetheart here, and then Rockstar, the little black one in the back, Shenanigans, and Snuggles. They will spend the day here, and Clover will spend the daytime hours in the barnyard. But everyone has hay and water. Now that I have everyone settled in their spaces for the afternoon hours, Clover's in the barnyard, like I've told you, and the others are in the back field here. I thought I would take a minute to kind of let you in on some thoughts I've been having about Clover. You know, if you've seen any of our recent videos, you know that, we certainly have been very vigilant with him, and a little concerned about just his metabolic needs and whether or not our farm is going to be able to really meet those needs. And so what I mean is, he foundered a few years ago. He foundered pretty severely, and he was then adopted by a wonderful family who has very graciously loaned him to us, and we're very grateful for that. When we first brought Clover here, we thought that, we would just keep an eye on him, and if he needed to come off the grass some, we'd find him a dry lot. And so that's what we've done here with the barnyard, right? We've created this semi-dry lot. It's not a total dry lot. There is still a little bit of grass that you can see in this area. And he is still going out to graze with the other horses in the evening and overnight hours, and then just the very early morning hours. So it's just been a modification to his grazing, and we've been doing this now for a couple of weeks. He's been staying up for the day. He goes out around dark, and he's doing well, and that's a really good thing, right? He's doing well. He's staying comfortable. But I am finding that I am still just concerned about him, and I'm beginning to think that maybe Carolot isn't the best suited farm for him right now, given his needs and our setup. If we had a total dry lot that had a wonderful run-in, and I knew that he could have a companion, that would be one thing. It's just not the setup that we have right now, though. So the best we can do is to give him this modification, but I do worry that he might need more. And the last thing I would want would be for any horse to have any sort of, sickness or illness, especially if it's diet related. And so I think maybe for Clover, the best thing, as hard as it is to say, is for him to actually go back home, where I know his owners have a total dry lot. He'll be in a great little wooded area. He'll have shelter, and that way they can really restrict his diet and keep him off the grass. He's doing well, which is good, and we're very careful to monitor him closely. But my gut instinct is just saying that this might not be the most suitable setup for him, and he's a wonderful guy. We really enjoyed him, but I'm leaning towards that. So I'm going to think on it longer this weekend. I'm going to be out of town at a 4-H competition, and so my husband will hold down the fort, and we will keep up our routine of bringing Clover in off the grass as much as we can. But I am leaning towards perhaps taking him home next week. So again, it's hard to say that. He's a great guy, and I'm so happy to have him, but I need to do right by him, and I'm thinking that a total dry lot is probably his safest bet. So that's a little update for Clover. We'll have to see, maybe I get a wild hair and some other great ideas come along, but I think that is probably what we're leaning towards. So I'm going to enjoy him while he's here, and then we'll have to wait and see what the future has in store. But that's our Clover. One last little thing I'll share about Clover today. We worked him yesterday in the ring with our obstacles. I had a student come out, an older 4-H'er who I work with, and we had a great time. We worked with all 5 of the horses. Everyone got a good grooming, and I really wanted her to work with Clover and see kind of what she thought about him. You know, he's a really handy guy, and when I say that, he's a good worker. Like he has a good motor on him, and he wants to like walk fast and get the job done, and like he's all workmanlike. And so it was fun to watch her kind of take him through our little obstacles and to work with him on his groundwork and such. He's going to be a really wonderful little pony, and I was happy that my student came out and really spent some quality time with him, because she has some other fellow 4-Hers in her club. She is in a different county 4-H club than what I am a leader of. So I encouraged her to perhaps spread the good word. You know, he is a really fun pony. He's super handy. And for an older child, you know, I say child, an older, you know, preteen, teenager who has some good foundation of horse sense and horsemanship, he could be a really, really fun horse to work with and to do miniature classes with, because he is just so handy and fun. So, you know, the big thing though with Clover is he certainly is going to need, I think, a pretty strict dry lot situation. And so when he goes back to his owner, if that is in fact what we end up doing, I'll just mention to her just, you know, what a wonderful horse he was and how much we've enjoyed him, and maybe encourage her to reach out to some of the other local 4-H clubs to see if there are members that might be looking for a project animal. Because I think with the right situation and the right student or, you know, handler, he could go really far and be a lot of fun. So yesterday was great. It was so nice to see him kind of go through his paces. And I just wish him all the best. You know, he's a fun guy. So I'm a little bummed that this might not be the place for him. But I've been so fortunate to get to know him and to spend time with him. And I have nothing but good things to say about him. So that was one last little thing I wanted to share, because yesterday was really fun.
Clover stood real well to be groomed. He seems to enjoy the attention and getting all of that winter hair off. He was great with the obstacles. You know, he willingly did everything that was asked of him. He's just a cool guy. He's got a lot of personality, and he's a hard worker, and he wants to please, and he's going to be really, really fun for somebody one day.